My name is Rodney Stair, and I'm here today at the Gathering Place in Lee Square with Tri-Cities Community Television. And today we're in conversation with Susanna Walden, the Executive Director of the Poco BIA, and Brad Fenton, the President of Poco BIA. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having us, Rodney.
So I guess just to start out, for those of us at home who might not be familiar with what a BIA is, could you tell us a bit about the organization and your roles with it?
Absolutely. A Business Improvement Association is a designated area within a city or a town where the BIA would work to instill some beautification, some safety measures, some enhancements, work together with the businesses to support them in some group advertising, some marketing. Basically just working to ensure that the downtown area is vibrant, is welcoming, is engaging, and that we're assisting the businesses in being as prosperous and successful as they can be. Well, basically what happens is there's a percentage of taxes, property taxes, that are taken from the taxes for that particular location, and 1% of the taxes for this particular location are earmarked for our office. And what we would do is run programs and services and operate the office in the area to support the businesses. So in actual fact, you don't choose to become a member of the BIA area. You're actually part of the BIA if you're within a certain boundary where the bylaws have been drafted and written in. And that's a designated area for the businesses in that specific zone.
And Brad, maybe can you tell us a bit about what beautification looks like? What sort of roles does the BIA play in order to make Poco downtown an area that is receptive and healthy for local businesses?
Okay, so beautification, there are various things that BIA can be involved in. Examples being Christmas lights, which we own and we supply and have installed every year within the downtown area. Other things are street banners, which cover various themes throughout a year, and say hydro boxes that are located within the downtown that have a wrap on them that have some art or other detail to them. And do you think of something else?
I think it's ensuring things like there's sufficient garbage receptacles in the downtown area, just to make sure that it's easily for people to dispose of waste. We also want to make sure that the areas are being kept clean. And things like graffiti removal are important. That's a big piece in keeping the downtown nice and beautiful. And I think that we can also work with our community partners in ensuring this overall vision is achieved, and that would be working together with the Port Coquitlam Heritage Society, the local Port Coquitlam Rotary Association, also things like the Terry Fox Foundation, the Sport Alliance for Port Coquitlam. These are organizations that the BIA partners with, as well as partnering with the city, which is really critical in making sure that everybody's working towards the same goal. And I think that's a key role for the BIA to play.
And in what way are you in contact with your members? So do you have a newsletter? Do you go from business to business? Maybe you can give us just a bit of an idea how that works.
Well, we do deliver most of our information and communication in person. That's just a terrific way for me to get to know the business owners and stay engaged with them, and get an understanding of what the pulse is in the community, the issues or challenges that they might be facing, or things that need to be addressed. So we do most of our communication right at the door with the businesses. With property owners, we would mail them correspondence. But we hold things like an annual general meeting once a year to bring the businesses together. We will hold networking events for our businesses. It could be for education purposes. It could be for a guest speaker coming in. It may be a social event to get to know the businesses that are neighboring you and understanding how you could support other businesses in your community within your own BIA. And by supporting one another, you're both prospering and doing better. So that's something we can work towards. But primarily, most of our communication is at the door, but newsletters, of course, as well.
Just from our conversation, it sounds like BIAs are just a wonderful advocacy tool for local business owners. But also you play the role of community building, I would say, in a sense. And I know that you mentioned that you run a few local events, so the car show would be an example. Can you tell me a bit of how you're involved in the community in that way, around like event planning and such?
Yeah, so with the car show, that's an event that the BIA organizes and has for the last 12 years. We have an organizing committee that's a group of volunteers separate from our board that actually organizes the event, and we've been a supporter of that for the 12 years. We also support other events that happen within our community. This last year, the bike race, the Poco Grand Prix just started, and so we were involved in that as far as a planning committee. We provided support from a business view, and then also various other ones such as May Day and other events that happen within the community.
And coming up in the downtown, probably fairly quickly, we will be lighting up the downtown for the holidays, and there will be the lighting of Lee Square as well. So the BIA will be involved in collaborating with the city on that. We will be there providing hot chocolate and cookies to the community, and the Poco Heritage Society will be there as well, and they will be doing pictures with Santa. So it's really a group effort to pull off these things in the community, and as Brad mentioned, we do work closely with the Rotarians and other organizations that are hosting things in the downtown and making sure that our businesses are taking advantage of the opportunities of bringing people into the core, and that we're doing our part in having people who are visiting the downtown know that these businesses are here and that they can be supported all year round.
I guess maybe a personal question. What led you to become involved with the BIA? Because I know it's taking on a leadership position, sometimes it's a volunteer effort that you're taking on top of everything that you do already. Could you give me maybe starting with Brad, could you give me an example? Just an idea?
Sure. Basically for myself, I'm born and raised in Port Coquitlam. I have a business in downtown Port Coquitlam. I just want to try to make our community a better place for people to want to live. And so just trying to help drive the economic viability of our area, and have it so it's an area people want to come to visit or live or shop, right? And to make our various businesses successful and long-term viability.
Yourself, what got you involved with these activities?
You know, I think that my past 25 years, I've worked primarily in associations. I had worked with Retail BC in Vancouver, which is a provincial trade association now known as part of Retail Council of Canada. But I also worked locally with the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce, and most recently with New View Society for the past 3.5 years. And in all my roles, I've primarily worked in engagement and basically advocating for whether it be the businesses or the clients. I just feel very strongly that the businesses here in the downtown need a collective voice, and they're very busy in their day-to-day. These people work very hard. They put their heart and soul into what they do, and so the BIA needs to be there to bring their perspective, their concerns, their issues forward, and I think that's what our role is, just giving them a voice that we can take to city and just to the community, and that's where I see myself being able to be of the most use to the BIA.
It's wonderful. I think oftentimes we forget about the little things that happen in our community and the change makers that work behind them. So when you're talking about like placement of trash cans, it's so minute that we almost never think about it.
It's true.
But then when you actually like think about like the work behind it, it's just such incredible work and leadership on both of your parts. So thank you so much for just coming by today and telling us a lot about it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
It's a pleasure.